As someone that didn't go to fashion school, that always get people like hating on me for not having gone to fashion school and things.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I do not think you need a degree to be in the sewing space.
Do you make enough from what you do to cover like your expenses and like your lifestyle?
So I was like, let me do that, build up a really big savings in case something happens. And then I was like, that gave me enough confidence to then push Tammy Handmade, just work on different businesses and really give it my all.
Quick announcement before we get into the episode of the day. If you'd like to sponsor an episode of the podcast, send an email to kimdaydesigns@gmail.com and we can discuss all the details of possibly working together. Hello guys and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host Priscilla of Kim Dave and this is Fabric of Success, a show where I have real conversations with real guests in the fashion industry, especially how they've taken an idea and turned it into a thriving business. I'm smiling so hard because my guest today is just like, oh my gosh. When she said, because I slid into her DMs and I was like, hi, I'm a fan. Would you like to come on the pod? And she was like, oh yeah, of course, of course. So I have someone who is very talented, very creative, very authentic to herself. And I just know for a fact that her story is going to change someone's life. Like, I really mean that. But let me just stop talking. Tammy, how are you?
What an intro. How do I follow that?
I mean it though. I mean it. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have been a huge fan of yours for the longest, literally. So obviously when you were like, can you come chat? I was like, yes.
Thank you for coming though. I really appreciate it because it's a new podcast and the thing with new projects is there's not a lot of track record for people to trust, but the fact that you came on here in faith and you've spent your time, your money, you've even looked cute, you're wearing a nice dress, you have makeup on. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, for anyone who doesn't know you, would you like to introduce yourself to us?
Hi, I'm Tammy. I started sewing about 6 years ago and I have somehow turned this into my full-time career.
Wow. You do it full time?
Yeah, so I'm a content creator and sewing pattern designer full-time.
Okay.
Fun times.
Nice to meet you.
My own brand, Tammy Handmade. Yeah, forgot about that thing.
Very important. Very, very important. We're going to talk more about like the business side and your new book, which if you've not gotten a copy already and you say you're someone who makes clothes, are you even really someone who makes clothes? Like, we'll chat more about that as well. I even have my own here because I want Tammy to give me an autograph before she becomes super famous and forgets about us. How did it happen for you though? Because I really am curious and I get people ask me this all the time, people who want to do this full time.
Yeah.
Because it's a very, I don't want to use the word unstable, but it's not very predictable the way you can progress.
Yeah.
How did you make that transition from what you used to do to what you currently do?
Good question. So my background is in graphic design. So I was a full-time graphic designer living in London for like maybe 4 or 5 years. And then I moved to Berlin with my partner. Yeah, we lived there for like 2 or 3 years. We just like went for fun.
What?
So I learned how to sew in London though. I just remember speaking to one of my friends, Leona, and I was like, I'm just going to start sewing. She was like, what? It was like so random. But my grandmother actually always sewed growing up. So it kind of felt like a natural, fun thing I wanted to learn, do something creative with my hands. So yeah, when we moved to Berlin, I was still a graphic designer full time, but they let me work in Germany. They like made my contract a German contract.
Got it.
So it gave me like the push to move countries and do something different. But it was in Germany when I was like really pushing myself, working like all hours around the clock. And that's when I decided to go full time working for myself. So originally I actually went freelance graphic design. So instead of just quitting my design job and going all out sewing, I actually first transitioned to graphic design freelance because it's easier to, that was a really great stable income, but you can still work for yourself and do your own projects, you know, in your downtime sort of thing. And then when I was really ready, I was like, and I was making enough income to sustain me, I was like, let's just do this. Let's just do sewing full time. And that was now maybe 3 years ago.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, probably 3 years.
Wow.
I decided to do this full time.
That must have been scary.
That was scary.
Because I have an idea of what that felt like for me, but if you're living the safety of having salary every month.
Yeah.
And having like a predictable kind of expectation at the end of the year of how much you could earn to something that you could be earning 10 grand one month and the next month you're earning 20 pounds. Like, how did you overcome that wall of fear that, okay, this might be tough, this might be rocky, but I still want to go ahead and, you know, take the leap?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I did was actually set up a emergency fund. So like I'd saved like prior. So I was like, at least 6 months of expenses I need to have saved, which is why I did freelance graphic design first, because it's quite a lucrative way of earning a lot of money when you freelance, because you charge a day rate and then it's just more lucrative than working full time. So I was like, let me do that, build up a really big savings in case something happens. And then I was like, that gave me enough confidence to then push Tammy Handmade and just work on different businesses and really give it my all. So that definitely helped. And then, I don't know. And then I also had like brand collaborations, frequent ones on Instagram, and then had signed contracts for like, you know, frequent work. So I was like, I just wanted to do it. I feel like you don't, what's that phrase? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And it's like, you just have to try.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's really smart though. I was just talking earlier on to you about how I went for this event and I didn't wear something I made that, but there was a girl I met there who, you know, had just taken a similar path of like leaving her job to go full time into like a creative job.
Mm-hmm.
And she's freaking out because she's like, oh, I'm running out of my savings. What do I do? But you planned, you were intentional before you said, okay, I'm going to do this full time. Do you mind sharing how much you actually had in your emergency fund, like a rough idea of the amount? So we just know how much we should put aside.
6 months. Wait, so what was my expenses back then? Probably about maybe 10,000, maybe 12,000 I'd saved specifically.
So that could just cover
to cover my rent, my bills, just even like business expenses, things like that. Because that, as you know,
it doesn't stop. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't stop. Whether you make money or not, that subscription fee will still come out. So you're right there. You're right there.
So I think it's really important, like, as much as you can prepare. But then also try not to let it hold you back, that you don't even try, because that's also in the back of my mind the entire time, even though it obviously turned out really well, is that I can always go back to graphic design. Just because I've left the industry for a tiny bit doesn't mean I'm never going to be a graphic designer. It's still something I can go back and do.
Yeah.
I'm just trying something different.
So I can actually reach out to you to design our like next season's social assets if you still take, you know, jobs in graphics, because I feel like you'd be really good actually.
Actually, so the past couple of years, I've also been freelance guest lecturing at my old university, like on the graphic design course.
What?
This is really fun.
That's so good though.
Yes to everything.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a really good mindset.
Yeah, it's just fun.
What? Didn't you feel like, oh, am I qualified for this job?
Yeah, totally. But then I went and the students, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't look that different from the students. Blended in. Are you our teacher for today? I'm like, yeah.
It's me. I'm not one of you.
So I actually think it gave them, like, the other tutors obviously are much older, so I felt they could relate a lot more, and also just be more relaxed with showing me their design work, me being able to give them like critical feedback and then take it on. It's been really nice. Yeah.
You are busy. Booked and busy. I love it for you, honestly. What had been your biggest challenge since you transitioned into like, you know, creating content full time, designing patterns, writing a book? Like, what has been the biggest thing that made you go, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Doing all of them at once. I feel like I say yes to everything, which also means I then take on too much work like all the time, because also you don't know when everything's going to stop.
Yeah.
I just want to keep the momentum going with these opportunities. Like, I'm so grateful for all the opportunities that I get, but it also gets a lot. So as you already know, like as a business owner, you end up wearing so many different hats. Always, you are the marketing person, the designer, the videographer, the editor, the sewing pattern designer, just everything at once. And I think I'm really bad at delegating. That's something I'm trying to work on. I am like, I don't like losing creative control because I feel like it's not done properly unless I do it.
Oh, come on.
So that's something I've been working on. I literally last couple weeks I've been getting different freelancers to help me with different aspects of my business, which has been good. So I'm trying to slowly let go of certain processes and let someone more talented than me help me make different parts of my business better. So that is something I definitely struggle with. Just so many things at once. Not like nearly enough time.
Yeah. But the beauty about like allowing other people work with you is it's a lot easier to scale.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to write a second or a third book, you'd have time for that. If you wanted to, I don't know, start a podcast, you have time for that. It kind of frees up your time to do other things that you might love more. So
that's something I found now I'm doing so many of the admin tasks rather than actually sewing, or other bits that are boring take up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
I don't want to do those bits. I want to be creative every day.
You can get a bookkeeper.
An accountant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got an accountant.
Yeah.
First thing I was like, I'm not gonna die trying numbers out.
Plus, they know what they're doing.
No, like, why even try?
I swear, it's like you're doing self-assessment and you're like, wait, where does this expense go again? I'm not sure. But then if there's someone in the room who actually knows, oh, it should be in this category or that category, it just takes away the fear of like, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Beautiful dress, by the way.
Thank you.
Would you say your favorite style of garment to create are dresses? Or is it something else?
I would say yes. So I think my best-selling patterns are dresses. I think that's what a lot of people come to me for sewing patterns for. And obviously I love dresses. They're easy to sew, like they're so like just easy to wear. But recently, so I've just finished working on an underwear sewing pattern.
I saw that on your stories.
So different.
But it's really useful.
Yeah, so I really wanted to challenge myself and be like, let's try something completely different. Like obviously I think dresses now have become my bread and butter. I'm doing that sort of style all the time. It's like I really want to challenge my skills and make something completely different. And I also like making sewing patterns that actually they actually solve a problem. So I found I couldn't really find underwear patterns that really captured what I wanted to make. So why not make them? So
that's so good.
Yeah, I made a little panty pattern. I heard the other day one of my testers were like, why did you call it a panty? I was like, wait, what am I meant to call it?
Knickers, no?
Yeah, but I thought knickers is only a UK term.
I think it is. I'm not even from this country, so we call them pants, like pants.
But pant is also trousers.
I know, it's very confusing.
It feels like a dirty word.
At the end of the day, we should know it's underwear you're talking about.
Underwear, yeah.
But yeah, that's really, really good.
It's really fun.
I am curious. I am very, very curious how your creation process works, especially like PDF pattern making, because I know it's like a big thing.
Yeah.
And the sewing space, everyone is trying to become more sustainable. It's digital, so you don't have to store any stock.
Yeah.
What's your creative process of making like a new sewing pattern like?
So I can talk about the underwear one because
yes, by all means, that's the most recent one.
First of all, I looked in my wardrobe. I was like, what do I already own that fits me really well? I had quite a few underwear that were so manky. They were so old or that completely overstretched. I was like, I can use this as a rough pattern. They were like, all the seams are gone. So I was like, let's just try and trace around it, get a rough idea. By hand, first tracing on actual paper with like a pencil. And then that gave me my first pattern to work with. And then I kept iterating and playing with the curves, extending different areas, taking away different areas. And then once I was happy with the fit, so I've maybe sewn 2 toiles, like 2 practice pieces before I got to a really nice finish. And then at that point, I then took the pattern and digitized it and made it in Adobe Illustrator. That's what I use for pattern creation.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I was a graphic designer, the tools we used the most were Adobe Illustrator and InDesign. So
Okay.
I was already naturally just really versed in that like platform. So then I was like, when I found out you could use Adobe Illustrator to make digital patterns, I was like, oh, this is like my dream come through. So I found it really simple to understand how to actually digitize paper patterns and then actually make them into finished products for people to use. So yeah, once that was all done, make the instructions, send it out to testers, see how it fits everyone, get their feedback and iterate and make it better. And then you release it to the world.
Wow. How long would it take you typically to do like...
Maybe like 1 to 2 months from
Okay.
very beginning to the very end.
But at least once it's out there, it kind of sells itself.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like reviews and like client pictures. You really don't need to do a lot of marketing to promote a sewing pattern.
Yeah, it's just that beginning work. I always think I'm going to have this pattern ready in a couple of weeks. And then like 3 months go by, I'm like, oh.
There's some patterns I'm still working on till today. It's been over a year. Especially once you just lose the momentum, that's it. You gotta be, that pattern's gonna take like months, and then you try to remember, oh, what was the style line again? Do I even want to test it? Does it go with the season, or do I not even care? So I think about 1 to 2 months is about right.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I actually started making a tie front top pattern a couple months ago for summer, and I've completely just, I'm like, forget it. Maybe next year.
I mean, you can keep working on it and then release it next year, because that's what I just do. I just like put it in the back burner and then focus on like current projects.
Yeah.
Until the time comes again where it's appropriate for the season.
Yeah, definitely.
But why sewing patterns though? You could have done like, I don't know, classes, taught people how to do graphic design. You could have had your own brand. Why digital sewing patterns?
I just felt like a natural extension of pushing my love for graphic design and then my newfound love for sewing at the time. It just felt like really, I don't know, it felt natural. It's like, I can do this, I can do this, let me play and see how far I can push it. And it just felt natural to me.
It's almost like tying like your experience in like graphic design to this passion that you have of creating garments.
Yeah.
And you made like this new baby. That's how my brain is like processing it, but it makes so much sense because it's authentically you all the same.
At the time I couldn't find patterns that I felt like really reflected the clothes I wanted to make, which is exactly why I made my own book as well. So I felt like making patterns, I was already making patterns for me to wear, and then when I was posting them on Instagram, people were like, I really want to sew that too. So I was like, oh, maybe I can start making them in different sizes.
Now that you've mentioned the book, God bless you for, because I was like, at what point am I going to talk about this book? But you are an angel. Tammy has a book called So Simple, A Beginner's Guide to Sewing 20 Chic Projects. It's beautiful. It's so good because the PDF patterns are included when you buy this book. At first, I got the book, I was like, so how are we going to make the patterns again? And then I remember texting you, I was like, tell me, where are the patterns? And you're like, oh, you just scan this code on the front, and then it takes you to this page. It's so seamlessly done.
Yeah.
Why do you think I was talking about the book everywhere? Like, you paid me. Everyone was just like, did Tammy pay to I was like, no, I just think it's such a clever idea that you have to tell everyone about this book.
Oh,
like, how long did it take you to create?
It was a year from start to finish.
Wow.
So from complete beginning to finished product.
Finished products. I have to put it in shots so everybody can see it.
It is a labor of love, honestly.
I can imagine. 20 projects. I know how long it takes me to make one, so I'm just like 20. Why did you decide to write the book though?
So I actually got contacted by the publisher. So they were like, we have seen you online, we're looking for someone to work with and create a sewing book. And I was like, is this a scam email?
I would think it was one as well.
Like, it's not a scam. I was like,
wow.
So that was really fun. So obviously I was like, I did feel a lot of imposter syndrome of like, can I do this? And I was like, of course I can. Like, you know, it will be a whole process of its own, but I am so glad that I did that.
You should be very proud.
Yeah.
You should be super proud. When you were selecting the styles to go in there, was there like a whole process of like, did you narrow down like options? Because to choose 20 styles out of a million that exist, like what was that like?
That was hard. I literally was sketching day and night, and then the whole concept of the book actually was to have like a mix and match wardrobe. So you have so there are dresses in there, but there's like tops and shorts and skirts, and you can mix and match them all together to create a whole new wardrobe. So I intentionally tried to create things that were, first of all, easy to sew for a beginner, that looked stylish and fun, but also that would work if you change different parts of the outfit.
Got it. That's really good. I'm gonna leave the link down below. So you grab yourself a copy, you thank me later. I already made like one project. I made like the halter dress.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, I love that one.
I was trying to decide if I wanted to make the top or the dress, and I was like, you know what, let's just make the dress. And I didn't expect it to come out so refined. Like I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, regular, and I was like, oh, the neckline. The neckline.
Such a
oh my God. I remember I even like made a video, I made a reel because I was so pleased with the outcome.
When I saw you, I was like, that fits her great.
I was very impressed. I was just like, okay, that was a very good addition to the lineup of projects that you added in the book. And I think because it's in stretchy fabric, it would not be too hard to make for someone who's a beginner as well.
Because I think a lot of people are scared of sewing with stretch fabric. I try to include projects that are a bit more forgiving. You know, you didn't have to get the fit 100% correct.
Yeah.
Show your body.
Yeah.
And yeah, really fun project.
Well done. I have to give you a small round of applause so I don't like ruin my sound here. But well done. I'm like so thankful that you took on the challenge of doing this, because there would be someone watching your journey that might want to do something that scares them a little bit. And just from seeing you, do this and staying committed and like taking on projects that seemed a bit scary, but you still went ahead and do it anyway, that person might be inspired to go ahead and try on that thing for themselves. So any plans for another book, or
never say never, but that was the idea. You know, when the idea of writing a book, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be so fun. Sat down, tried to write the book. I was like, oh my God, this is hard. The idea is harder than actually doing it.
Yeah.
I found the process was really fun. I actually found the process of writing super easy because I already have the YouTube channel, I already teach educational content. So I found it really simple to explain different parts of the sewing process. I kind of treated it like I was talking to my mum, like trying to teach her how to sew. Let's say it in layman's terms.
Yeah, easy to understand, straight to the point.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed working on it. But yeah, I can't. Maybe in the future.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll keep our tabs on you to see what next to work on. But speaking of work, when I was like preparing for this episode, I did a bit of research. I tried not to do too much, so the conversation would actually feel like, oh, I'm actually getting to know you.
Yeah.
But I noticed that you are an ambassador for Brother. How did that happen?
So, yeah, I'm a Brother ambassador.
Whoop, whoop. Go girl.
I mean, crazy. So when it comes to sewing partnerships and brand deals in general in the content creation space, like you already probably know, that you normally have to reach out and pitch to different companies. So I had pitched to Brother maybe like a couple years ago, and at the time they weren't looking for anyone. But I still kept creating content and tagging them and showing that I have value and I've grown a big audience. And then a couple years later, we kind of circled back and they were like, hey, we want to reopen that conversation. They're like, would you like to be an ambassador? I was like, yes,
please. Why not?
It felt like Brother is the brand. It's
my
my grandma, like her first sewing machine was a Brother machine. And when I went back recently, her sewing machine at the moment is also a Brother machine. So I was like, I'm a Brother ambassador. She was like, what?
A real full circle woman there.
A real full circle. And it's just nice to represent a company that I truly love, I truly believe in. Their machines are great.
I used the LS14. Like that.
Oh yeah, that was my first machine.
Was it?
The LS14S. That one.
Yeah. I use the same. That I got it for like £60 on Amazon.
And yeah,
that machine made me so much money. You know what? Just like it's so small, so light, but I have made some of the most amazing garments with that machine, and I just think it's really cool how they managed to create tools that are not intimidating.
Yeah.
Because you look at some machines and you're just like, why does it have so many buttons? What?
That's the one I have at the moment. It's the Innovis VQ4.
It even sounds complicated.
It's very like it's a computerized sewing machine. It's very snazzy and fancy.
Oh my god.
Like you don't need a fancy machine to sew. Like my brother LS14S, that one. That got me through the first couple years of sewing. I still have it. It still works completely fine. It's a great machine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd hate for people to think they need a fancy machine just to get started. You really don't. Like,
please say it so somebody because people are like, oh, I need to buy an industrial, or I need to do this and I need to do that. Please hear it from Tammy's mouth.
You do not need a complicated machine to get started. But I do say that using a computerized machine with buttons, I find easier to use.
But you have experience. That's the thing.
Yes. But then, like for example, my one at the moment has a self-threading feature, so it threads itself.
What? So you just push a button and it does it.
Threads. So things like that are really good. But like I learned on a very beginner basic machine, did me well, still does well. So
did you study to sew at all, like fashion school? And did you just like learn by yourself?
Yes, I'm fully self-taught, which I know some people don't love. They're like, how is she selling sewing patterns if she's not not been to fashion school? But I do not think you need a degree to be in the sewing space. I think it's really helpful, especially if you find like self-motivation and learning on your own can be really lonely and hard and difficult. But I learned through all trial and error, playing, experimenting, seeing what works. I think I'm someone that just likes to push myself in the deep end and see how it goes. And I'm naturally quite self-driven. I like to just spend all my spare time learning something. I get really deep involved in it, which sometimes I need to like relax a bit. If I'm like doing something, I'm giving it like 110% for like a couple months. And then
do you find that you are quite good with your hands? So do you crochet? Do you bake? Because people who know how to sew can do a lot of other like grandma hobby type things. That's what you're calling it these days, grandma hobbies.
No, it's fine. I did try crocheting and I do really like it. But I found it's just such a long time and with sewing, you can sew something in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
With crochet, you're talking months of like.
Especially if you want like a big garment, yeah.
Do you want to get back into it? I just think I need to actually focus and do it every evening. One thing I bought last night on Amazon was a beading kit. Like really getting into beading. So they'll like bead something on their t-shirt. They'll bead a bag. That's gonna be my new thing.
I can't wait to see it because in the Nigerian fashion space, like ashwebi gowns, which is what like the wedding guests would wear to like a wedding or an event, beading is huge.
The same as Indian Asian wear.
Huge.
Love to like bead fabric. And
oh my gosh.
Like a lenga or Indian outfit. That'd be the dream.
It really would elevate it, and then add like your own personal flair. Oh, you need to try it out and let me know how it goes. Because I feel like you need a lot of patience.
Yeah, I want to do something I can sit on the sofa in the evening and
just like casually. Okay.
I think it'll be fun.
Will you share or will you just do it in your own private?
I'll share it.
Okay.
Process.
Okay.
Show you like what the hell is that?
We don't judge. We don't judge. I mean, nobody's teaching you. You're basically teaching yourself. You need a special kind of grace to do that, Tammy. So
YouTube
University. Why not? Oh, okay. I'm actually looking forward to that because I have a friend who like does beading and is really good at it, and I'm just like, wow, more grace and more power to you. But I don't. Maybe one day.
Never know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Like Kim, don't bother.
Like it's not worth it. Oh wow. Okay. I think my next question is one that if you're not comfortable sharing, you can just be like, actually, I would not. I'd rather not say. But money is one topic that in business or as women we don't really talk about enough. I'm happy to share mine as well, if you want to share yours. But do you make enough from what you do to cover like your expenses and like your lifestyle?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that like going back to the when I first started for like going self-employed, I feel like freelance graphic design gave me that push. And then because I had that, safety blanket, I then went all in of exploring different avenues of the sewing, just different streams of income. And yeah, now I do make a full-time income purely from sewing.
Wow.
And again, that does include as well like my pattern sales and brand collaborations, affiliate income, YouTube, all these things. As you know, as a creator, it's not always just one thing you're doing. You have lots of different things on your plate and they all come together to create a salary. So yeah, I feel proud that I've been able to build something that allows me to just build the life that I'm trying to create.
Do you want to let me ask you the range? I'm gonna close my eyes. So what's the range? Is it between 5 to 7 grand, 4 to 3 grand? I feel like it's more, but what's the range of how much you earn typically in a month?
Oh, a month. Yeah, definitely. What was the question? I was like, wait, what numbers did you say?
Just ignore what I said. Like, you can give us a range if you don't want to give us an exact number. Like, oh, I typically earn between this amount and this amount in a month.
I mean, it really depends month to month. Between 5 to 10 a month.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. That's
obviously it does go up and down, and some months it's more, some months it's less. As a total, it is a lovely figure.
That's like some people's like 9 to 5 salary there, and you've been able to really like work your skill and your time to earn that amount of money without going anywhere. That is commendable.
Thank you.
That's commendable, Tammy.
One thing I wish someone told me actually, which I only learned this year, is if you live in the UK and you're earning a salary that is actually giving you excess money at the end of the month, so you've already paid your bills and you've got spare money, is to become a limited company. Like, limited company.
Not yet.
Honestly,
I'm still like a sole trader.
So I was for the longest time there. So I was a sole trader in Germany when I first registered my business there, and then I was a sole trader in the UK, and then only last year I became a limited company. Why did no one tell me that sooner?
Like the thing with this country is you either have to learn things the hard way, either getting fined or something, or you might be just so blessed and have someone in your corner tell you.
It's really worth it, like, because the main reason why is because it's really beneficial to pay yourself and then not have to pay tax on everything when you take it out. It's like your so there's Tammy Handmade is my business, but I actually work there. Then two separate entities, which means the business holds all the money. It doesn't mean you can take it out whenever you want. You can't do that. Whereas a sole trader, you could take out money whenever you want. But it means there's just so many great benefits, and that also gives you a really good stable income because you can build it in your business and then take it as a salary every year for however many years you want. And it just means you pay less tax, but also there's just different advantages, like your pension, like you can pay your pension from it and it's tax deductible. Anyone that has a business and they're earning a good amount of money, you definitely want to be a limited company.
Okay.
I just wish someone told me that.
It's like you kind of learned that from experience.
It's not someone not told me that.
I think my own plan is I want to try and stabilize more after having like my baby. I think I just want to, it's all about her now. So I'm trying to like, work my way. It's like I'm starting all over again, if I'm being really honest. So I'm trying to work my way back to kind of where I was before I fell pregnant. And then I might take that leap. Because everyone's like, why aren't you a limited company? And I'm like...
See, I was scared. I was actually scared. I was like, what happens if they're like, nothing's going to happen? And then I understand it because I was in the exact same position. When I did it and I looked at the difference in return and everything and the profit, they were like, my accountant was like, you're so dumb for this last year.
You did didn't know. Oh,
Tell me.
you didn't know. Oh my God, bless you. You didn't know. Could have actually said that to you. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. At least now you know. And now you're giving the advice. So somebody else.
Exactly. Someone had told me that. It's just something to look into. It might not be right for everybody, but something to just bear in mind and speak to a professional about.
Okay. Was that your proudest moment when you realized?
Well, that I'm dumb.
No, that you're going to become a limited company.
Yeah, it does feel like getting the paper, like
It's like I'm an actual business now.
like Tammy Handmade Limited. I was like, oh,
You have it framed in your space.
the book.
What?
Gonna frame that.
Okay, that's actually quite good to know. Thank you for sharing.
It's really helpful.
Yeah. See, all this experience, how would you know otherwise? If you were like working for a company, not like working for a company is a bad thing, but when you do your own thing, when you run your own business, there are all these little things that you...
even if you're a freelancer, it's just really helpful.
Okay. Aside you becoming, I don't know why I'm laughing, but I was going to ask, what has been like your proudest moment so far since you went, full-time Tammy Handmade business owner?
I think writing the book. I know it's like a cliche, but as someone that didn't go to fashion school, that always get people like, what's the word? Hating on me for not having gone to fashion school and things.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, they're just jealous, please.
I feel so proud that I've been able to, first of all, write a book, but also go through with doing something I set on. Because, like I said, the idea of writing a book and then actually like finishing the last page and ready to print, it is just a whole experience on its own. It's something I'm so proud of that I've done. But also like the fact that I've been able to build a brand that teaches people to learn a whole new skill. Like I always get messages from people saying like, you were the first pattern that I tried and now I love sewing, or you taught me X, Y, and Z. I'm like, me? That always makes me feel happy.
And it's a skill that someone can use for themselves or start a business with, or it could be a way for them to escape something they're dealing with. So it's a big thing. You should take that in. Like take the flowers, take it in, because you're actually changing lives by teaching people how to sew.
I also think it gives them the confidence to just try something completely different. Like we all have, it can be so hard to like fit in new hobbies and actually dedicate time for something you want to do. So the fact that people have found my channel or my content or my patterns and it's inspired them to start a whole new hobby is literally incredible.
Give it up for Tammy, everyone. Tammy in the house. Did you ever envision in your bingo cards for the last year or so that you were going to become an author?
No, oh my God, I did not. I did. Everyone. So do you ever create a what's it called? A vision board?
Yeah.
I create one every year, and not this year. I think the last year I'd put like a picture of a book on there. But obviously it didn't happen last year. Although I did technically get the contract for it. So yeah, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna happen, and then it happened. I was like,
so somewhere inside of you might have, yeah.
I wanted to do something, but I was like, I don't even know how that process works.
Yeah.
So it was just put it out there in the universe
and see. I mean, there's power in words. There's power in our thoughts, because your reality is shaped by your thoughts. So maybe deep down, your subconscious knew it was going to happen at some point, and here we are talking about your amazing book. That's so cool. That's so cool. How do you then stay inspired? Like, because you work by yourself, even though recently you say you're like, bringing on people to help you with different aspects of your business, but if you're by yourself most of the time and you have no team manager telling you, Hammy, you need to do this, you need to do that, how do you then find inspiration?
That's a hard one. I mean, I was speaking to a family member the other day, and you know how you think when you own a business, or I thought that you would be working 10 hours a day solidly, that would just be your life. You're just always constantly working. And I do work all the time, but I found that Some days it might be 5 hours. The next day it might be 2 hours because I'm so burnt out and I'm staring at a screen and doing nothing productive. But the next day I might be doing 8 hours. And it's like, I think for me, it's like, as long as you're moving the needle forward every single day, like you're doing one thing a day at least, push you closer to your goal, that's what matters. Because not every day you're going to have the motivation to do something, but it's the discipline of doing at least one thing a day is what will get you closer to your goal. But to keep me inspired with sewing and fashion, I honestly like walking around my local high street and just going into different shops. Like I said earlier, so I came into London to shoot this, and I popped into Oliver Bonas or Oliver Bonus, wherever it's all. And I literally took pictures on my phone. I was like, oh, I love this dress. Like I love going to the shops, taking pictures of what's already there, what catches my eye, and then making or trying to recreate it at home. I like that stuff.
So you kind of find inspiration in like on the high street and everyday life.
Also what I want to wear, like what I want to make. I think it's really hard when you're making sewing patterns, trying to second guess what people want to buy. So I try to make things that I want to wear and hope
it kind of like helps.
Try and get the audience.
Yeah. Do you ever try the method of putting out like a poll to see what people want? Have you ever tried that?
I've never tried that, but I do normally, if I'm making like a toile, like the first garment, like the first version of a garment, I'll put it on Instagram. And if enough people DM me or leave comments saying, make this a pattern today, then I'll make it into a pattern. But if I can see it's not getting that much traction, then I'll put it to the back and it will die.
But it's like a great way to kind of gauge people's interest before you.
So many DMs, so many comments. Like, I've always wanted to try this, and I was like, this is a great sign to push this further.
I agree.
It's like using your audience in the sewing community as feedback. It's helpful.
Do you have that bag or pile of fabrics that you think you will use, but then you never use, but the pile just keeps growing? Do you have a pile?
I have boxes. So I have 2 on the top of my wardrobe in my sewing room, and my cat sits on the clothes, and now they're all hairy. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do with these now?
Hairy scraps. Oh my God. And maybe you have to wash them or use them. I don't know.
Hair is not coming off that. They're dead.
I guess you could make a pillow. You could make...
I wanted to stuff. People make poofs. Or like they make like little armchairs, like, the little...
Maybe you can use that. Yeah.
You can like stuff all the scraps into that.
And then your cats can sit on it.
Yeah.
Sit on the scraps that they used to sit on. Oh, that's one way you can get rid of them.
Definitely.
Okay. Oh, this has been so fun. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
See, I told you it was going to flow naturally.
Yeah.
Really naturally. But we've come on to my favorite segment of the show, which is our rapid fire round.
Oh my God.
It's...
Any breaks like
I tried to put questions that would make us have a little laugh, but we could relate to because they're like sewing fashion related. But it's like this or that. You just pick one. Don't think too much about it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. The first one is sewing at midnight with wine or early morning with coffee.
Wine. Was that a question? Actually, the question
when I was like, oh, I think Tammy's gonna say coffee. The way he said the wine so quickly. Oh, okay. Accidentally stitch your sleeve shut or run out of bobbin mid-hem.
Wait, which one's worse?
You just pick the one you'd rather experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, running out of the bobbin mid-hem.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I would cry if I had to unpick a sleeve.
Oh my God, sleeve, especially if it's like a big sleeve, maybe it had gathers and things, and you're just like, I have to do this again. Sleeves can be scary. They can be very scary. Use fabric scissors on paper or unpick a 3-foot seam by hand.
Using fabric scissors on paper. I know it's such a faux pas. I know it's a faux pas, but I've done it. And
people are gonna be in the comments because it's like, how could you? You betrayed the scissors.
What did I see? I saw my partner not that long ago cutting cardboard up with my fabric
scissors. Didn't you lose it? I would lose it if I see.
You just came in and just took my scissors, but I didn't educate him, so I let him do it.
What? I would like, because my husband knows. He knows not to touch the gold scissors or the white scissors because they're for fabric. He can touch the red one. I would actually, I was like, oh, that's my fabric scissors, babe. No, don't you do that. Okay, that's good to know. So you're not as like...
I am, but if someone does it by accident, I'm like,
it's
no
cool.
one's died.
Okay. The next one is design a Met Gala look in 2 days or alter 10 bridesmaid dresses.
Oh, definitely design
The Met Gala look
Met Gala one.
in
That'd
2
be
days.
fun.
Oh my God, you'll be able to sleep.
I know, but it'd be fun.
You'll be so much pressure. You'll be so stressed. But I guess it's turning that stress into like creative flow.
Yeah, and also then I can wear the outfit at the end.
This is true.
So bridesmaids dresses, I don't care.
Is your sewing machine breaks down mid-project, or fabric you just bought for new projects gets discontinued after you bought 1 meter.
That is hard. That is hard. I think sewing machine breaking down mid-project because I can use my other sewing machine.
I forgot. This is true. You have. I was like, I didn't realize you had another one. So that's a cheat question. That's a cheat question. Okay. I'm gonna add another one. Instagram or YouTube? One has to go.
Oh my God, that's too hard. I'm gonna say YouTube has to go. But I love YouTube. I love Instagram, but it's just such a ball ache. It's just like it's so hard to constantly know what's gonna perform.
Yes.
The algorithm. I'm over the algorithm.
Oh, I think everybody is. We just do what we want to do now.
Yeah.
Because there's always like a new feature update or something. I think we've just reached a point where it's like we're just gonna do what we want to do. And then if it sticks, all great. If it doesn't, it is what it is.
Exactly. That's what I try to do. I just now post stuff that I want to make.
Okay.
People like it.
They usually like it though. They usually like it. So I think you're good. I think you're very, very good, Tammy. So the final question that is like the iconic question of the show is, what is your fabric of success?
So this is my advice, isn't it? What I give to other people.
Or what you think success is. I like to leave people to interpret the question for what they think it is.
I think fabric of success is perseverance, and determination. Because I think motivation comes and goes. You have to be determined and persevere even when you're not motivated for something to get off the ground.
Especially when you're like doing it by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Have to be disciplined.
You said discipline like twice already, and I'm gonna type it down in my notes. Discipline, because it's important. It really is important because you are like your own boss.
Exactly.
Your own like person telling you, oh, you need to get this done, or you need to do it really well. Like nobody else is going to do that for you. No one's going to check you but you.
And also just block out the noise. Like there's always going to be someone that's going to tell you you're not ready for this or you can't do this. But as long as you have your own guidance, you're happy with who you are, just go for it.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I have. I feel like we're going to keep talking after the camera stops rolling because it's our first time meeting. In case you guys didn't know, it's the first time meeting you.
I'm like a huge fan of Kim. Like
I'm a huge fan of Tammy.
I still watch you, but you were like one of the first YouTubers that I watched in the sewing and fashion space.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is a dream.
I think I found you on Instagram and I was like, who is this? And then I went to the picture, like, oh wow, she's really good. So when I say yourself this, I was like, honestly, you have to be very clever to teach yourself a skill the way you have. And now you've grown a business out of it. You have to be naturally very clever to do that. So I was just so impressed, very impressed. And when you reach out to me, oh, can I send your book? And I'm like, yes, of course. Gladly, I will receive it. And amazing book, clever creator. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, do rate and review the show. Give it a like. Drop a comment as well. If you have any further questions, share. Either I or Tammy would get back to you. But until next time, have a good morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. If today's episode helped you, share it with someone building your own fabric of success.